germs. Welcome back to another delicious content creation. Today we're going to make something so simple, so easy, so quick. There's just no way you couldn't do it. What we have here right now is pork. We got some onion. We got some cilantro. That's it. Now, you could change this to chicken. You could change it to steak. You could change it to just about any meat you want. You could have shrimp. You could have fish. These tacos are universal. This is the ingredient. Cilantro and onion. For me, Serranos, Mexican. Don't forget, love chili. So, we're going to season this up with salt and pepper. Then, I'm going to show you how to prep it, to cook it. Then we're going to go ahead and make those into tacos. The only other ingredient that you need here are the tortillas. But there's not enough room in the camera area for me to show you the tortillas. But they're tortillas. You know, that's what tacos come in. So, we're going to put some salt and pepper on these. I'm going to take a knife and I'm going to score them. Okay? And then this way, when we cook them, they get cooked very well. We want this meat well done and even beyond well done. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and chop these. I'm going to go ahead and season these with salt and pepper. That's it. All these recipes, they've all only had salt and pepper. We're going to do that here. I'll come right back and I'll show you how they look after I take a knife to them and chop them up and season them with salt and pepper. And then we will cook them. And I'll go into that. We'll jump over there to the frying pan. We're going to cook this meat. Then, while it's cooking, we're going to chop the onion and chop the cilantro. Mix them together, and that's going to make the tacos. Tortilla, meat, cilantro and cebolla, or cilantro and onion. Delicious content creation, and you can do this. You can make this at home. You don't have to know how to cook. All you got to do is put this in the pan and burn it up. And you definitely want it to be cooked very past well done. You want it to be cooked, overcooked. Because all pork, no matter where it comes from, has parasites. You have to cook them very, 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 very well done. So we're going to do that. I'm going to chop it. I'm not going to show you. I'm just going to show you the result. It's very simple. We're just going to take it and cut it up and down and then across. And I'll be back in a second. Delicious content creation. This is the recipe for Tacos Al Carbon. It is a Mexican thing. You can get them everywhere. And then as we progress, you'll find out how to make these. And you'll have a delicious content creation in your home. We'll be right back. Okay, ladies and germs. Now what we did was we did the cross cut with my trusty Bowie knife that I cook everything with because I'm a killer. Here we go. We chop. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put some salt on that dogger. We like to salt it up real good because we're going to cook this very, very, very well done. So all of this stuff is probably going to wane off into the grease that comes out of it. We're going to pepper it up really good. See that? It might not look good to you right now, but once it's cooked, you'll never see none of that. It's going to just be in there. A little more salt because that's what Americans do. We have more. God bless America. We're going to put this in the frying pan. You're going to see it sizzle. We'll be right back. Delicious content creation. Yeah. Okay, ladies and germs, here we are. Here's a pan. Isn't that amazing? That's what people cook stuff in. We're at our electronic stove, and we're going to 7.5 once again. Okay, and then this thing turns red right here. Gets nice and hot. We'll put the pan on there. That's going to warm up. And then we're going to cook this pork. And we're going to cook it very well done. Now I'm going to go ahead and get that pork inside the pan. But we do need some oil. So we're going to put some oil in the pan. Now we don't need too much. Just enough to coat the bottom because this pork is going to be cooked very well done. And it has some fat. And it's going to actually make its own oil. So this is exactly what we need. What we have is our seasoned meat. It's got all kinds of pepper and salt. Only on the top and a little extra because we couldn't season the bottom. That's what you always do. You put a little extra on one side because you can't do both sides at the same time unless you flip it over. And then if you do that, then you put a little less. You are the cook. You could put it heavy on both sides. Who cares? We're going to put this in the stove, in the pan, in the oil, 7.5. It's heating up. I don't got to wait. We're putting it in now. Let's do it. Wow, look at that pork, you guys. This is crazy beans. It's so delicious when this gets done, I'm telling ya. Alrighty. Right from the package, just store-bought pork. And there, look, I don't even know what that is. Holy, okay, it's a little something I cut up in there, my bad. Okay, look at that. See, we don't even got to season the other side because we're going to put more stuff on it in a little bit. When it's well done, we're going to choppy chop until it's chopped. Then we're going to make tacos. They're going to be delicious. You're going to want some. Get to the store, buy some pork. Get some tortillas, cilantro, an onion, and you can have delicious content creation at your house. Delicious content creation. We'll be right back after this is almost cooked all the way down, because it does take a little while, but at your home, you don't got to watch me do it. You don't got to have actual time on a video. We're using the magic of video editing. We'll show you this when it's done. Seasoned on one side, delicious pork in pan, 7.5. We want it well done. Cook it till it's well done. No red. Cook it down. We want to cook it even more after it's cooked. We'll get into that in a minute. Now, what we will do is we will go over here and do the choppy chop of the cilantro and the onion, so you will know the time on how this cooks. So by the time this is done, your onion, your cilantro's chopped. All you got to do is heat up tortillas, put some meat, a little cilantro, a little onion, bam, tacos al carbon. But once you see one made, you, as the cook in your home, could put other stuff on that taco. You could put some chili salsa, you could put some avocado, you could put whatever the heck you want. But always try the recipes generic or exactly the way that I'm showing you first. Then add the other stuff. Look at my dancing fork. Delicious content creation. We'll be right back. Delicious content creation back at you. Now what we got here, guys and girls, ladies and germs, is what's called a bushel of cilantro. I get this from the grocery store. This is the way it comes from the grocery store. We don't need to use it all at once, but we do need a big chunk of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take about the top of it, separate that, and we're going to set the other part of it aside. Now what we want to do is we want to choppy chop this up as best as possible. And there's a secret method. Look at this. This is the secret to doing the choppy chop of the cilantro. You want to just get it and ball it all up into a little clump like that. Don't worry, it won't be mad at you, because later on you're going to be chewing it up into, even smaller pieces. Okay, we're just going to shred. We're going to do the shreddy, just like your teeth are going to do when you eat this and you put it in your stomach. So don't worry about balling up. Just ball it up like that and look how it's doing. It's coming choppy chop. All right, now let's just get smart. We're going to turn this way, and we're going to just do the other direction chop. See how I'm doing that? You want the knife a little sideways, just a little sideways, so you don't get your finger like you choppy. No, choppy the cilantro, not the finger. So here we go. Now this is going to be really nicely chopped. And now look, eating food a lot of times is visual. So in there will be some that are not totally chopped. See that? A couple that look normal. We're going to take this bowl and throw it in there. And then this is going to go in to the taco. We're going to put the tortilla. We're going to put some meat. I'm going to put that there cilantro on there. And then, as we always do, here's the onion. We are going to choppy chop some onion. Let's get that big skin off of there, huh? And then, this one looks like it has a couple of extra hardcore skins. Let's go one more deeper. Alrighty. So we'll get some slices of onion. Now we want these about 1/4 of an inch thick, because when we go to put them in with the cilantro here in a second, wow, this is a rough and tough onion for sure. We're going to want to make sure that they're cut to the right size. So let's go ahead and get them to small size. Now, that's about how thick it is, but we can cut them smaller by cutting shy, see? We want them about that size right there. That's about bite size, or even a little smaller. All you got to do is go a little bit thinner, when you cut onto the slices to make the choppy chop onion. Look at how beautiful that is. Look how easy that just all comes apart. I'm going to go ahead and throw that in. And the thing is if you cut it too big, it'll be too oniony. And if you cut it too small, a lot of people don't know, onion will get very spicy and hot, like a piece of chili or something. So you want to make sure you cut it to where it's conducive to the flavor and not turn your meal into something you didn't want it to be. So we're just doing the nice thin slices. See that? Look at that, how it just falls apart into choppy chop. That's beautiful. So we're going to chop up these last little pieces. I'm going to put it in that cilantro up there. Now the deal is, what happens is we're getting to mix these together. Oops, let me get that in there. We're going to put that in there. All right, ha-ha. Now, what you want to do is you want to take the onion and cilantro mix. Back in the camera here. I want to take the onion and cilantro mix and blend it up. Here we go. We're mixing it, see? Look how that looks. That was quite a bit of cilantro, and this is quite a bit of onion, but you want to make sure you break up those onions by giving them a little crunchy. This gets some of the onion juice onto the cilantro. You want it to kind of be evened up where you got about the same amount of both. I might have to put some more onion in this. Maybe not. That looks kind of good. Yeah, let's go ahead and get one more nice slice of onion in there, American style. Choppy, choppy, chop, and then some more choppy, choppy, chop, chop. Now remember, you're gonna do more chopping with your teeth when you eat this doger. This is just delicious content creation in your home. You can do this. Who said you couldn't chop onion? You just see me do it. You can do it the same way. Then look at that. Look at the even Steven. It's a little green. It's a little white. This is going to be so god dang delicious, I swear to you. So there we go. That's the cilantro and cebolla. I'm Mexican. Cilantro and onion mix. We're going to put that in the tacos, and we'll be right back. We're going to go over to the meat. We're taking a look at it, and delicious content creation, baby. Okay, we're back at the hot spot. Now, while we were chopping that onion and chopping that cilantro, this doggy's been cooking up. Let me take the lid off it. Oh, yeah, we really want that to cook well done. I'm going to set that aside. Now we're going to flip these over. Look at that. See, now here we're going again with another example of well done and not well done. With the hamburger, I had showed you that there is a crispy brownness that happens right there. We want all of this to have that crispy brownness because inside's very rare. We're going to go ahead and let this just cook down a little bit more. I would say that we have been at a total of maybe 10 minutes, 5 minutes, somewhere between that on this because it's cooked on one side at 7.5 with the lid on it. Taking the lid off this time. With the lid on, what happens is it concentrates the heat and it cooks the meat in deeper where it doesn't just burn on the outside. But now we want it to burn, and the more time we flip it, the better it's going to be cooked well done, and the more of this nice looking little brown stuff that we want on there is going to cover it all. Then when this is well done, you're not going to see any of this bubbly stuff here. That's the waters and the meat cooking down. But when it's well done, we're going to chop it up some more and choppy chop chop and choppy chop. And then put it in a tortilla and then put some cilantro cebolla on there and a little sprinkle of salt. And it's going to be screamingly delicious. We're going to have serranos with it on my end, but I'm not going to mix the serrano into the onion and the cilantro, as you did not see me do. For me, I do that because I know I'm going to have that in there. I want the spicy, but somebody else might not. So the base recipe is tortilla, meat, cilantro, cebolla, a little sprinkle of salt, tacos al carbon, delicious content creation. We'll be back when it's time to cut this meat up. But before we do that, we're going to show you it well done so you can have an idea of exactly what it looks like. We'll be back. You'll be back. We'll be eating. You'll be eating. delicious content creation in your home. Yeah, baby. Okay, we're back at the meat. Look at that sucker. That's what you call done. Well done. Okay. Almost even burnt, I dare say, but with all the other meat inside of it, it blends together really good because the inside isn't as burnt as the outside. Now what we're going to do is we're going to warm up the tortillas by switching the pan. That's how easy it is. That's all it takes. Going to switch the pan. When this pan gets hot, we'll warm up some tortillas. But first, we are going to go cut up this meat and show you how to prep the meat. Delicious content creation. Be right back. Don't leave this pan burning while we do this other part where I'm chopping the meat. I'm actually turning off the stove. We'll come back to heat up these tortillas in a minute. But I do want this pan to get warm with the residue heat from the element on the stove. Delicious! Back in a second. Delicious content creation. What we have here now is this pan is set on about 6. Okay, we don't want it to be too hot. We just want to warm up tortillas. So I put 2 tortillas in that. This is actual time. This pan is nice and hot. It's going to warm those tortillas up. And we are going to go chop up some meat. And we'll be right back to these tortillas. We're going to flip them, warm them up. But I'm going to show you the meat. Boom. Look at how delicious that is, huh? Ooh. Oh my. So what we want to do is we want to take some of this meat. We're going to go right over here like this, okay? And we're going to assemble some tacos because right now as I'm talking, those tortillas are warming up. So we're going to take this meat like this, and what we want to do is we want to chop it and cut it and chop it. Okay? Now if you want big chunks, you can have big chunks, but it does have you chew a lot more than you need to. The idea to carnitas is to chop them up. Now, I would do this with a meat cleaver and probably a regular cutting board so that we would be able to just chop it into what carnitas usually are, which is about right here to this consistency right here at the bottom here. These are a little large, you see, so you don't have to cut them this small, though. If you're one of them hogs, if it's just you eating, and this is all you can just cut a whole slice. You can make a taco out of that sucker right there, 2 of those, and that's a taco. You know, it's up to you, but if you're going to have maybe your girl over or some guests, or you want to make it stretch because people are starving like Marvin, well, then you want to go ahead and cut it up like that. But look at that's carnitas right there. No way around it. Now let's go back to the tortillas. Boom. Tortillas are getting hot. See that bubbly? Now me, personally, when I do tortillas, I like them to get like kind of burnt on one side. Not just soft. And in most cases with Tacos Al Carbon, you'll have the smaller tortillas so they can give you less and charge you more. But at home, you want to eat. You need content, creation that's delicious, that you can eat. And this is it. So these tortillas right here are getting warm. They're not as warm as I would like them. So maybe I'll raise that up a little bit. Now, let's go ahead and get these flippy flip, nice and warm. This is warm enough to make a taco out of it. So let's go make a taco. Bam! We're back to this. There it is. This is how simple it is. Don't mess this up. It's so easy. You would have to be a motard not to get it right. You got meat. You got cilantro cebolla. Look at that. Here goes some meat. Take a little pinch. You put that there. Huh? And just a little sprinkle of salt. That's Taco Al Carbon. After this, you can put whatever you want, but try one like this. These are delicious, and there's no way around it. Delicious content creation. Too hungry. I'm not going to do anything except show you this, that, and delicious. You all have a great evening enjoying your delicious content creations in the Tacos Al Carbon, and we'll see you in the next video. That's how easy it is. You can cook at home. You can do this. Tacos Al Carbon. You can put sour cream, you can put cheese, you can put avocado, you can put whatever you want. But try one like this first because they're delicious. See you in the next video. Delicious content creation.